Has life taken over and all you hear is busyness, frustration, and emptiness? You feel so overwhelmed by the daily demands that you just need a few moments to sit at the feet of Jesus. Let us take you to a place of serenity as Julie and her co-host share thoughts and devotions from the patio.
Well, good morning again and welcome to the patio. You might not be watching this in the morning, it might be afternoon for you, but I'm glad you joined us. Well, I've got a verse for you. It is Philippians 4:6. And it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving in your heart, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ." I'm an emotional, crazy woman. I get overwhelmed, I get stressed, and I come out here to hide and spend that time with God. And so I have asked Jana to come out with me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about being overwhelmed. Jana's a pastor's wife, and I'm sure overwhelm is kind of a mild word sometimes.
This is true.
Let me ask you, Miss Jana, what do you do when you're overwhelmed?
I think a big key in that verse that sometimes we even overlook is that it says to be praying but with thanksgiving. And I think there's something so powerful about remembering the good too, and not just even bringing before God, here's all the stuff I'm dealing with, and which is He wants to hear, and He's gracious to hear that. But sometimes I think it just puts us in a different perspective if we think about, okay, here's the good in the situation, or here's the good in my life. I just know for me that I find myself, without realizing it, just believing lies, or thinking about something that could happen in the future but isn't even necessarily actually reality. And so I just think it's really important to be able to come back to what is truth, bring that before God, and kind of let Him almost snap me back into His reality and what truth is.
Right. One of the things I think of is to be stirred but not shaken. And part of the whole coming out here on the patio is to become stirred by the Holy Spirit and not shaken by the world. And so the world, meaning whatever circumstance you're in, or whatever situation, or whomever has rocked your boat, or if you've taken on more projects than you really should have, if you're overwhelmed by all of that, then yes, this verse, and keeping your mind on things that are of God, that are, later on it goes on, I think, pure and lovely and noble, and that's so important.
This is totally a practical application of it, but sometimes we're overwhelmed because we really are doing too much, and we really should just too much on our plate and say no to things and take some things off, and sometimes there is just that actual logical side of it too, of hey, am I doing more than I should? Then let's say no.
Yeah, I'm totally recovering from trying to be the yes girl that always says yes to more and yes to projects, and less is more to me lately. So, well, thank you so much, and I hope that you at home will practice not being overwhelmed. Find that little place that you can go and sit with God and let Him bring to mind all the things that are good, and that you will give Him the praise and the glory with thanksgiving in your heart. Thank you for joining us on the patio.